I know that feeling, folks. That's the feeling of Wednesday, the hump day, kicking in.
Hump day!
Hump day. You got it. And as you know, as you may have heard, cat's out of the bag. I'm not alone here. I am joined by my good friend and co-host, the big toe himself, Mr. Don Longbeard. That's your cue.
Oh, that's actually. Oh,
yeah.
I'm supposed to say hi.
Yeah.
Hi. Hey, look, Maggie's blue.
Maggie's blue.
So blue.
I think it's a great color on some.
It is, absolutely.
But it's great to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here and spending part of your week with us here on the portal. As always, it's Wednesday. We've got 2 full hours of the portal coming up with as much paranormal as we could pack into it. And hopefully some entertainment, so a good time, a few laughs. You know, we're trying to flesh it all out, as it were. Hope you guys had a great Halloween or Samhain or All Saints Eve, whatever you observe. Hope it was a good one.
Well, it's Day of the Dead today.
It is. It's the day of the dead, of course. And maybe that's why I feel like I need a nap. I feel just wound out today. Yeah, the Minion did exceptionally well. He ended up with 3 buckets full of candy.
Wow!
As we did the circuits.
Did you go down by the Y?
No, no. We went to the Lions thing that they had, the Lions Club,
right?
And then went that whole neighborhood. There's some people handing out the full-size bars over there, brother.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. We scored a few of those. Let me tell you.
So Minnie Paisley and the grandkids, they went around our little neighborhood, and they scored because they said there's nobody ever comes to that neighborhood. I guess
it's just an untapped.
We will now.
It's an untapped mine.
They had like baskets. I'm like,
oh,
what they do? Just go, oh, you're so cute. Here you go. Thanks for visiting. Come back next year.
Dump half the bucket in there and call it a day.
Like,
they can do 3 houses and fill a bucket. Yeah. So they apparently it was a win all over the place, and the weather wasn't rainy and crappy, which is nice.
Right.
So that was good. So hopefully you all got a lot of candy too, and enjoyed yourselves.
I have dad tax and grandpa tax. So we have grandpa tax at my house.
Do you really?
Oh yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It's like while I'm checking the candy,
Sure.
1 for you, 2 for me, 1 for you, 2 for me.
You're a twisted soul.
I'm hated by everyone.
Yeah, well, but you're going to bed fat and happy.
That's happy. I've been fat for a while.
All right, so we're going to get into as much fun and hijinks as we can do it. We're going to get into the news pretty quick here, and then, of course, we're going to dig into some other fun articles that we've got pulled up. We've been working through, as well as the cryptid corner to round it all off. But I hope you guys are ready. It should be an epic, bountiful cornucopia of paranormal weirdness and wonder. So
Mostly weirdness.
Mostly weird. That's because we're here. That's mostly the weird part. But anyway, I guess let's get into the news. Don, you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's get newsed. All right. It's time for the news. He did, yeah. Did a nice job.
Did okay.
He did. Speaking of our good friend, Mr. Wes Germer, congratulations to Wes. He just passed the 1,000 episode milestone.
Yeah, that's right.
On Sasquatch Chronicles.
Yeah, it's about time he's caught up.
Well, he's done them bi-weekly, or no, 2 a week for quite a while. The member and then the regular show, but it's a huge milestone. He's been at it for I don't know, a decade or so now. I don't know how many years, but
easy.
Yeah, he's done it well and an exceptional job. But congratulations, Wes. If you're out there listening, it's amazing milestone to hit, and not many people make it anywhere near that far. So you're definitely raising the bar, brother. And congratulations to you and your Sasquatch Chronicles family. All right, so we got the news, ladies and gentlemen. This is the news desk for the Paranormal Portal, and I pulled up a few articles that I think are hopefully newsworthy. They were in the news, so I guess that counts for something. Where the hell am I? There we go. Got tabs all over, Don. I'm a
No kidding.
Tabosaurus Rex.
Oh, no.
All right, the first one up tonight, ladies and gentlemen, comes from a wonderful site. It's called unexplained-mysteries.com. If you've tuned into the portal, you're familiar with this site because I rave about it all the time, but I really, really think they do an incredible job. Please support what they're doing over at unexplained-mysteries.com. Stop over there, visit their sites, check out a bunch of the stuff over there, because we don't even scratch the surface with the little bit we talk about. Here's the first article. It's kind of Halloween-y, maybe a day late, but still relevant. It was actually posted on Halloween. And this is from the World of Bizarre over there. Man who drinks blood and burns easily claims to be a real-life vampire.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, God. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah. I just don't know. It's like, really? Because you get sunburn, you must be a vampire? Just a little SPF will take care of that for you, brother. Just take it easy. A 43-year-old self-proclaimed vampire who goes by the name of Ludovic von Suchthoven or whatever maintains that he is the real deal. Fictional vampires have remained a staple of books, movies, and TV shows for years, but there are a few individuals who claim to be the actual real-life vampires, who genuinely drink blood and are unable to go out into the sun. One such person is 43-year-old Joseph Burris of Colorado, also known as Ludovic, a man who claims to have first identified as a vampire 23 years ago. It's a lifestyle choice, Don.
Apparently so.
Yeah, screw that cough and sleep and stuff.
Exactly, I'm just
identifying as a vampire.
I just want to identify as the richest man in the world. I'll be fine after that.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. 23 years ago, after tasting his own blood.
Oh, my.
Okay, well, that's a good place to start,
It took
I guess.
him 20 years to taste his own blood.
He keeps sucking himself dry, poor guy. Since then, he's adopted numerous vampire-like traits, ranging from his gothic dress sense to his penchant for feasting on the blood of other people. Oh, dear God, that's just twisted. He even has a condition that makes him burn very easily in sunlight.
So does my grandson.
Yeah, I know. It's like, really, that doesn't make you a vampire. You're not the living dead. I was always thinking outside the box of normal life to help me identify with more of what sat in my soul. He said, if you're the real thing, then it'll come naturally. If not, nothing will ever happen. I've only fed on the blood of a few trusted people, and I prefer it to be the blood from lovers. It's important to always have the lover or donor tested for HIV or AIDS before any action is done.
Why? If
good
you're
plan.
a vampire, you're immortal.
Yeah,
probably
you're
not gonna
already
die.
living dead.
It's
What
gotta
the
be
hell?
dead blood that you drink first to screw yourself there, buddy.
Being who you are should always come naturally from within. It should be so strong others can feel who you are without any exotic clothes or actions of any kind.
Yet he dresses like a...
And he drinks blood.
And he drinks blood. Those aren't affectations at all.
No, absolutely not. Just be yourself. Be yourself.
He's a sucker for love.
Yeah.
Jess.
Wow. Nice. That was Jess. Yes.
That was Jess.
Well played, Jess.
That's
That was a
very
good
nice,
one.
very nice.
All right.
Yes.
So that's the first one up, ladies and gentlemen. So if you ever wonder if you're a vampire, just ask a Ludwig.
You know, it's funny because on the way here, I was listening. Of course, I'm always listening to music. You know that. But
Sure. Yeah.
so Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart came on.
All right.
And they say that is also about
Turn
vampires.
around.
Yeah. So,
Oh, really?
yeah. Because, yeah, but anyhow, I could go through the whole thing. But, look it up. But there are people that say that's about vampires. But then again, what's that band? Possum Kingdom. What's that song? Santa...
I have no idea. I don't recognize that name.
You'd know the song if I played it.
Okay.
Turn
around.
Possum Kingdom. What is the name of the song? I can't remember now.
Every now and then I get a little bit sunburned after I have to go inside. Turn around. Got to whip me up some old positive. There you go. Wow. Well, there you go. I don't know. There's
Maggie says, how does anyone drink blood? The stomach doesn't tolerate blood because of the pH balance and stuff. It causes major projectile. Yeah.
Well, he drinks it. It doesn't say it keeps it down.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Yes, Behind the Boathouse. Yes, thank you. I don't know if that's the name of the song, but that's I don't know if that's the name of the song, but Aggravated Progressive knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, well that's good. I don't recognize it, but all right, let's get to the next one. Now that we've discussed the finer points of being a vampire in our modern age,
and I don't mean their teeth.
Yeah. Unexplained-mysteries.com brings us the second story tonight. 1 in 5 people in the UK believe that their own home is haunted. It's probably because 1 in 5 people's house is haunted in the UK because it's been around forever. I mean, they've got histories longer than most countries have been around. Oh my gosh, it wouldn't surprise me at all. This is a surprising number of Brits believe that there is a ghostly presence in their home, according to a new poll. Have you ever seen a ghost or had a paranormal experience at home? While it might seem as though only a small minority of people would say yes to this question, the actual number, in the UK at least, appears to be a lot higher than you might expect. According to a recent survey of 12,000 Brits, or 2,000, I don't know where the other one came from, but there's no tens on that number. Well, sorry about that. 1 in 5 believe their own home to be haunted, while 1 in 20 believe that there is a ghostly presence at their workplace.
Wow.
Almost 70% of respondents admitted to believing that ghosts exist, while almost 40% maintained that they had actually experienced something paranormal firsthand. Well, that's pretty good. Of those 40%, around half believed the presence was benevolent. Well, that's good. Geographically, the poll revealed that Londoners were the most likely to believe in the paranormal, with 75% claiming that ghosts exist, while in Edinburgh, that figure dropped to 47. Yeah, that's quite a drop. 5% of respondents even admitted to moving house to escape a resident spook.
Wow.
I've always found belief in the supernatural interesting, and it's intriguing that so many Brits are believers, with many claiming that they have had their own experiences, says C.J. Tudor, author and executive producer of the new Paramount Plus TV show The Burning Girls. The idea of things we don't understand or there being something other than this world will always fascinate people and draw them into stories which examine those beliefs. Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't know. I mean, to me, it's a foregone conclusion. Of course, I've had many personal experiences, and then also with the investigating and such, seeing many things I can't explain. I think it's very powerful.
Yeah.
You know, I think we're surrounded. I think if we could suddenly see spirits, all the spirits that are, suddenly your eyes just shifted, I think we would all be like pooping ourselves just because we are swimming in a world of spirit. I really believe that.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Actually,
Yeah.
you know we've talked about the scope of our vision and the scope of our hearing.
Yep.
And what we can and can't see.
Right.
And then we add the strangeness of quantum phenomena into it, and then you've got even more weird stuff going on.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. There is that. It's pretty incredible. There's a lot we don't see and experience anyway, just of normal reality, just because I don't know how many millions of things our brains perceive versus how much it actually gives thought to.
Right.
I think there's like a huge filter that goes on right away.
Yeah, absolutely.
So our brains are discarding so much.
Well, it's because our brain protects us from, the things that we,
Yeah.
Your brain protects you in one way or another, whether it's like, oh, I noticed this in the corner, but we're going to play it off as, some little shadow or whatever. But,
Right.
that's what our body does is when we go into shock. If we're injured, we go into shock. It's our body tricking us into believing that everything's okay.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Nothing to see here. Just move along.
Move along.
So
that's what the brain does.
I agree, and our brains discard a lot. Mine discards a lot more than normal.
Well, yeah,
but
some people say it's CRS, but I can't remember.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so let's go to the next one, the last one in our news extravaganza tonight, and this is from unexplained-mysteries.com. Artists respond to 1920s photos of mediums manifesting spirits.
Oh my gosh.
Remember some of those we went over on the show? We've done this before.
Yes, we have.
Let's see what this article says, because these are artists, I guess. They will have an artistic view of this. 100 years ago, Arthur Conan Doyle was fascinated by mediums who claimed to produce physical manifestations of spirits. In July 1923, the British author Arthur Conan Doyle arrived in Winnipeg to give a public lecture, The Proofs of Immortality. I almost said immorality.
Could be too.
Well, there's some of those proofs out there, too. As part of a 40-city North American tour that attracted sizable audiences. Doyle, widely known today as the writer who created Sherlock Holmes, was also a spiritualist, part of circles of people who adhered to and investigated the religious belief that souls of the dead can interact with living people. Mm-hmm. On Doyle's first night in Winnipeg, he and his wife, Jean Leckie Doyle, I don't know if that's Leckie, looks like Leckie, were invited to sit in on an investigative seance led by physician Thomas Glendenning Hamilton and his wife and collaborator, Lillian Hamilton, a trained nurse. In Dr. Hamilton's darkened seance chamber, as Doyle would later write, he experienced a luminous table fly into the air.
Oh, jeez.
Hamilton's legacy includes an uncanny trove of pseudo-scientific photographs related to his investigations.
Is that Ryan Trimbley in there? Monster Radio?
Probably.
Sorry.
Of paranormal materializations, no longer accepted as scientific. They are better off analyzed as art. How big is this? No, it's huge.
It is huge.
It is huge.
Yep.
Okay, well, they're art. Ladies and gentlemen, those are no longer scientifically investigations. They're now called art. You're welcome. You didn't know that before today. Yeah, I didn't know this.
Yeah, so and I did a segment on spirit photography, psychic photography, and we've talked about
ectoplasm.
Madam, what's her name? Curie. Madam Curie.
Okay.
And the ectoplasm that she was supposed to spew forth. And
I've spewed some of that too.
yeah, I'm sure. God, I watched this stupid movie. That just remind me of that.
The stupid. Thank you, Don.
Well, this guy, I think it was like the Neighborhood Watch or something. It had
Sure. Yeah.
anyhow, but and all the stuff that Madame Curie used to do was cut out pictures of people in like People magazine, and she'd have these things floating around. It's just wow.
It'll make a believer out of you, Don.
Wow.
Here's actually a video. I wonder if these are just photos or what this is. We can look at a little bit of it and see.
Photos of ectoplasm.
Ectoplasm. What is this? T.G. Hamilton's Photos of Ectoplasm. I guess it's University of Manitoba Archives. That's their YouTube channel. So looks like me at the end of a long day.
Yeah, it looks like me every day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice
for ectoplasm.
Oh, the floating table. Yep.
Yep, floating table.
Yep. There it is. There's the floating table. In the box of all places. Why'd the table float in the box? See, that's already a rigged magician's trick to me if it's like that.
What the hell is that?
I'm not sure.
Move it up a little bit. It's kind of hard to see on the.
Where? Move it to where?
Just scroll up a little bit so it.
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
Okay,
there you
gotcha.
Go.
Oh, look at that face.
So yeah, that's the kind of stuff Madame Curie used to do. So she used to cut out these pictures.
Look at this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
It's the floating,
that looks like
Edgar floating Casey,
though.
Sears Roebuck head.
That's that guy. Yeah. But yeah, this is.
That's ectoplasm, Don. I think.
Ectoplasm, yeah. So,
like spaghetti noodles.
Exactly.
Ectoplasm. Oh no.
We call it silly string nowadays.
Teleplasm. It looks like a hand. That's cute. Oh, she's puking out a glove.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
She's got what is that? A hairball? What's going on? They're levitating the woman or something. I don't know what's going on here. These people. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It was just amazing how they got away with it too.
It sounds like
a
an episode of Scooby Doo, Don.
Right? Yeah.
They would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for your nosy kids and your stupid dog. Oh, God. Well, there you go. Yeah, apparently the old spiritualist movement was prone to a lot of shell games and con jobs, but
shenanigans,
yeah. Anyway, you could probably see I can put this link in the chat if any of you guys want to check out the article in depth and in its complete nature. Let me get the link here. There we go. I'll put the link in the chat if any of you want to check it out or check out the full video of all those old pictures of really bad staged illusions. There you go. You're welcome. That's going to do it for the news, though, folks.
Just because we like to share.
We do like to share, and I'm going to share my love of all of you in hoping that you learned something today. So let's get back to the rest of the show and find out what else we've got in store.
Dum dum dum.
Gotta love me some news. Don, do you feel newsed?
No
comment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back at it in the studio here, and I guess we can get right back into it. How do you like that, Don? Did you enjoy the news?
Yes, I always enjoy the news.
Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines are open. If you want to call in, I'm going to put up your lower third here.
My lower third?
Your lower third. Yeah.
I didn't know I was missing my lower third.
You were. Yeah, I turned it off when Sheldon's going to be on because he's not Don. He's not you. No matter what he tries. He doesn't have the beard. All right, so we are going to get to an article that we've been working through for a few shows now here and there. It's a pretty fascinating one from Thought Catalog. It's been good for some weird experiences. We're on 33 paranormal stories even skeptics are going to freak out over. And this is
okay.
Well, that might be a little sensationalism on the title, of course. But these have been pretty good. It's a Reddit scrape, but it's written by Thought Catalog. There's no actual author to attribute this to, but these are from their Ask Reddit. And the picture in this article was from Peter Hershey. It's a cool picture. I like that picture. Did a nice job, but check out Thought Catalog, folks, because I don't know, whatever you're interested in, you can find Thought Catalog articles about it. So I think it's a great site as well. But we're on number 23. When we were burning my grandma's belongings, a small vortex.
Burning your grandma's belongings?
I guess so. I guess they were just not interested in sorting them out.
Okay.
Put them on the fire. They said a small vortex of sparks came up and kept following my sister around. Regardless of where she moved in the circle, there was no wind. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I mean, everybody's been at the campfire and had the weird, it doesn't matter where you sit, the smoke gets to you.
Yep.
And that is, honestly, legitimately, that does seem to defy logic sometimes. It's like, really, how come everywhere I sit, I get to breathe this?
Everywhere I go.
I mean, is it is it a vengeful wood spirit going like, yeah, you burnt my corpse?
It's a little sprite in there going, you little bastards.
Yeah, you're gonna smell me until I'm done. But it is funny. But this is a vortex of sparks, which is
Crazy.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Unlike the vortex of sparks last time we were sitting down at City Beach underneath the fireworks getting shelled.
Oh yeah, we actually had shrapnel. We actually had shrapnel from those balls coming down. It was like pieces of cardboard, hard cardboard.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
They're big pieces.
And
too.
they hit the ground like, it wasn't like tink, tink. It was like this half of a ball, hard cardboard ball came down. It's like, good God.
Blowing.
It was. Yeah, that was really something, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
All right, so let's go to number 24. Excuse me. My mother passed when I was just 22. Oh, that's sad. It was an accident and a shock, and my husband and I went 3 states away to stay at her house for a bit to pack things up and settle her estate. I've always had a really bad problems with my sinuses. Well, the stress and everything got me sick, and I had a terrible sinus infection. I had medicine, and I was on the couch. I was on the couch crying after looking everywhere for it. My husband was sitting next to me, holding me. Then we looked over on the table where the Bible was open, and the meds were sitting on the Bible.
Of course they were.
Well, that's beautiful, though, right?
Sure.
Why not?
Okay.
The Bible had been there earlier, closed, and I remember sitting it there myself. My husband started freaking out because on the page it was open to, a verse was underlined. It was the only one in the whole book underlined, and it said, "And the grieving shall be comforted." That's beautiful. Yeah. I usually would not put any credence in this, but I was sick and a mess. My husband was not. He was a very level-headed person when it came to things like this. Also, quite a few other things happened for a while after that, and I like to think my mom was trying to help me cope. I really hope she finally found peace. I did. See, that's sweet. That's a beautiful thing, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Hey, you got a phone call.
Huh? We do. We have a phone call. Let's get to the call when I can find my mouse. There it is. All right. Let's see who's calling us, Don. This is exciting. Ooh, it's the hotline. All right. Welcome, caller from area code 904. You're on the air.
Oh, wonderful. You get to hear of my harrowing experience sober this time.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay. Who are we talking to?
It's aggravated.
Oh, it is.
This is Terrence.
Hey, Terrence.
And this happened in Alabama.
Ooh, wow.
In a little town called Ozark, Alabama.
Okay. Tell us what happened, brother.
Now, I was never a real believer. I didn't really think about it much. I'm open-minded, but I always thought it was kind of hoo-hoo, except for one vague thing. A high school friend had something knocking on around his house, but God knows what that could have been,
Sure.
So it wasn't really convincing to me.
Okay. Yep.
So when I moved into this house, I really look back on it now and I go, how did I stay so long? And I think it's just because things would happen and I would say, oh, that's just my imagination. But when you walk in and all the cupboards are open, and you see this yourself and you know you're the only one in the house, that kind of got my attention.
Yeah.
And it was just a lot of little things that happened over time. Like my keys would be moved, and then I'm find them right there on the coffee table, things like that I couldn't explain.
Sure.
The most aggravating thing it did, well, it culminated in, my God, abject horror. But it would turn off my TV. Now, not only this, it would break every universal remote I would buy. The on-off button would last like not even a day. Every other button would be fine.
Oh, wow.
And I know you press that most, but when you go buy a new one and it does the same thing, and you go buy a new one and it does the same thing, and it could tell when I would sit down because I could like feign that I was sitting on the couch, and it wouldn't go off. The TV wouldn't go off, requiring me to get up and turn it back on until my butt hit the couch.
Really?
And yeah, really.
Oh, wow.
And you would think normal people would kind of freak out, but I had so much going on at the same time that I just found it more aggravating than anything.
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's crazy.
I used to sit. I put up plastic in this one part of the house, to keep all the heat in where I normally lived.
Sure.
And that section was carpeted, and I would hear boots on a wood floor.
Ooh.
Now, I had this girlfriend for a little while. She, first day she moved in, she moved me out of the bedroom we were in into another room, and she said something comes through the closet where the access, where the access is.
Oh, no.
So she experienced a lot of these things, and she understood. I think it's highly psychic, is what I think.
Sure.
But, because who does that? Who says something like that other than like Deb Barner?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So whatever was in this house, finally, one night, I'm asleep. Now, remember, I'm clean and sober, and I've been clean and sober for years while this occurred, unfortunately. And the light on my computer is the only light in the room, and it's just a little blinking green light.
Sure.
And I wake up getting choked. I can't breathe. It's not like as strong as a man, but it was strong enough to cut my air off like a typical 8-year-old boy or something, just,
right.
So finally it lets go. And I see these hands, and these hands are like a mist. And they form a little ball, and they go through the freaking wall.
No kidding.
And I watch it happen. No kidding.
Wow.
So, to those who say, I understand how people say things that other people don't believe. They just poo-poo it and how mad they get. Because I would go like, you weren't there.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And you really want to know. If I had to go through it all again and know what I know now, I feel like I'm kind of sensitive to it.
Sure.
Like when I go to different places and different houses where I wasn't before.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That exposure to this stuff makes you sensitive to it over time. I agree.
Yeah, it seemed that way for me. And currently, a girlfriend left 2 left her dead mother's ashes and her dead brother's ashes in my house. I'm really thinking of driving the 2 hours up there to return them.
I would too. I think that would be worth the drive.
Yeah, she's wanting a TV anyway, so maybe I ought to just drive up there and say, "Here's your stuff." Boom.
Yeah.
So,
Oh man, that's crazy. She left them behind?
it's a long story.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to get too personal, but yeah. Wow.
You don't hear this story.
Okay. I gotcha.
She has a storage area and a tent.
What'd you say?
She has a storage area and a tent.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty heavy stuff, brother.
There's more. So if anybody has any questions, or if you want to know any, let's see, what other details? There was a lot of little stuff.
Okay.
What was so weird is I guess it was just over time, like, something had happened this week, and then a month later some weird thing had happened.
Yeah.
And I just kind of got inured to it, where until I got actually attacked, I hadn't had any scratches or anything happen to me, just choked.
Right. Which is huge, though. That's a huge one, though. I mean, as far as activity, when an attack like that is scary.
It did something else that scared the crap out of me. I swear this happened.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I've got my handgun in my hand. It's an auto, my pew pew, and it smacked out of my hand. I mean, smacked.
Ooh.
And so my natural thing is to look, right?
Yeah.
And I'm staring right down the barrel of it. I mean, it's pointed right where I'm looking, right at my eyeball.
Wow.
And I just, yeah.
It was levitating?
No, it was smacked out of my hand, hit the ground, and naturally I looked to see it. It didn't fall straight down. It fell at an angle, maybe 2.5 foot from me.
Okay.
Is where it landed, and it was knocked out of my hand.
Yeah. Wow.
And when it bounced and hit the floor, my natural thing was to look, right?
Sure.
And as soon as I looked, that barrel was pointing right at my eyeball.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
It wasn't suspended, it hit the floor and rolled and whatever.
Okay.
That seemed all normal, except for it got knocked out of my hand.
Yeah.
And where it hit, pointing right at me.
There's somebody in the, couple people in the chat wanted to know, were there any temperature changes?
Yeah, there was temperature changes and smells. Smells and the temperature. This is a weird thing. I woke up a couple times and there would be like 100 flies on this one window pane.
Oh, okay.
This was my experience. This is what happened to me. I killed all them damn flies. I freaking know.
Wow.
And there was a smell, an evil smell, and 2 darling cats that I love died in that house. Oh. And they both died in the same cupboard in the kitchen, which is just bizarre because they never went in there. One died in it, and the other one, I found him in it, and he was about dead, and I took him, and they just put him down because he was too far gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wow. So what was the
Brother
smell? How would you...
Eartha Kitt and Tiger Woods.
Oh, okay. Oh. Well, how would you describe the smell? What was the smell? You say evil smell. What does that mean?
Kind of rotten, eggy, kind of just nasty, kind of like just I don't know, a really bad fart.
I gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Oh man, that's scary stuff, brother.
Yeah, it was a horrible experience. And surprisingly enough, while that was happening, there was other horrible experiences, just normal work stuff, I guess, if you could say that, going on with the rest of my life.
And that's interesting. Because sometimes this stuff, it acts as an oppressive force, and it generates negativity all around you. You know, it's part of maybe an oppression, might have been an attachment actually. But thank God you got sorted through it before it turned into something darker.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell anybody who's in that situation what I should have done.
Okay.
And I'll help anybody move right away.
Yeah.
I tried sage, I tried salt, I tried all that stuff. I should have just moved.
Sure.
Period.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. If you can, and some people can't, you know, they're just financially unable to go anywhere. And that's a scary situation, but yeah, what actually broke it, or what was it, you leaving that finally ended it, or what?
I moved, and thank God it didn't come with me.
Okay.
I moved from Alabama to Florida, and whatever it is did not come here.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm glad you got out of there, brother. That's double terrifying.
As a matter of fact, when the gun incident happened, I was coming back to get more stuff and move some more.
Okay. Huh. Well, thank God you got clear there, brother. Do you have any idea what's going on with the property now, or no?
I can tell you exactly where it is. I know it's changed when I saw it on Zillow because I wanted to look at it. I was almost scared to look at it. You couldn't get me to drive near it.
Okay.
I just will not come in that house. I won't come on that property. I don't want to come anywhere near it.
Right.
But I know exactly where it is. If you want me to put it down in the chat, I can give you an address. But I don't know if that's cool, but I can do it.
It wouldn't bother me. I mean, I don't have a horse in the game really, but I don't know if that it shouldn't. It was it a rental. Was that what it was? A rental?
No, I actually own the home.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And yeah, and if anybody wants to investigate genuine activity, they'll have all they want.
Yeah.
They'll have the real deal.
Yeah, see, now for me personally, that's an investigation I'd probably skip because I wouldn't knowingly go into something dark and horrible like that. It's the risks are too high, you know.
I thought you do that all the time.
we like clean underwear.
Yeah, I mean, I love looking into the phenomena, but I don't fancy myself being like a demon chaser ever. No, I would avoid all that stuff. Not out of fear, but just out of I don't want to tempt problems for either myself or those that I love. You know.
I know. I remember this one cop talking about his experience with a demon or something, and I can dig. He won't go near that place either.
Wow. Yeah, that's just really, really scary stuff. But I'm glad you're clear of it, brother, and thank you so much for calling in and letting us know about this and talking about it.
Ooh, it scared me.
No doubt.
Well, all right, man. Thank you so much for the call. It's great to hear from you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, good night.
Have a good one. Wow.
That's pretty bizarre, yeah. That's that dark stuff is really, really creepy because, again, these things, if they want to wreck you, they got all the time in the world.
That's right, yeah.
You know, they're not on a schedule. They don't have to do it in a weekend or a week or something. It can be over a period of years.
You know, it'd be more of a challenge to say, hey, yeah, you know, how long do the little demons are sitting around there like, I bet you I could take 50 years to break him.
Yeah, I mean,
see how long they can drag it out.
Sure. And make it seem so subtle
that
you wouldn't even know. You know, it's the frog in the boiling water. You know,
right? The
warming it up slowly versus just cranking it to hot, and that's very much akin to what demonic presences do. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know what they're doing because if you know, then you can fight.
Yeah, they have a long game.
Yeah, they definitely. It's a war of attrition for sure.
Yep.
So yeah, great call. Thank you so much for sharing that, and thank God you're clear and safe and such. But man, there's some ugly stuff. That's some ugly stuff, Don.
It's ugly stuff. It is. Yeah,
it's
scary stuff.
Yep.
You know, I mean, when we went to St. Ignatius, you know, that's one of those places that, you know, you figured you might bump into something kind of nasty, because he never really knew what was going on there, because there was the accusations of that school teacher being killed, possibly killed, and the little girl who died from the gunshot.
Yeah.
And so you don't know what their disposition's going to be. You don't know if they're going to come back as vengeful or whatever.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, exactly.
It would really suck.
Very much so. But I think in Saint Ignatius's case, the good part is that I think the fact that they have so many people going through there,
right?
The energy really never builds and becomes extraordinarily potent, because it's just constantly being visited, and more things are going through, more people are going through. And especially this time of year, they were talking about how they were booked through October with every day major tours coming through and stuff. Right. So, there's just, whatever this stuff is, it's not on a schedule. Like he was saying, it was like, sometimes it'd be one thing in a week or 2 weeks, or, just here and there. They'll do whatever they want to do and whenever they want to do it. They're not on command, So anyway, very cool. All right, let's get back to that article, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, but thanks again for the call, and the phone lines are open if anyone else wants to join in, share some experiences. We'll keep watching the lines, and we'll get back to this thought catalog article, and we're on page 12. And again, these are 33 paranormal stories even skeptics are going to freak over. Fantastic article from Thought Catalog. And definitely, again, please support the site. Number 25, I've had many experiences since I was a kid. The one that freaked me out the most, though, actually happened a few months ago. I'm only 16, and I don't like sleeping in my room, so I sleep on the couch in the living room. My choice, and it's actually really comfy. Yeah, I mean, I can relate to that. Sometimes I sleep in a bed. Sometimes I sleep right here in the chair. I mean, I'm kind of all over the place. Seriously, I'm like a serial napper most of the place.
God, that must be nice.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, there's not any long restful periods in there, but I do what I can. So I also suffer from insomnia and have trouble staying asleep. This being said, I'm normally awake when my dad gets up to go to work at 4 in the morning, and I'll wish him a good day at work and such. And I was trying to sleep, but I woke up. Having gone through this many times, I just keep my eyes shut. And then I felt something that felt like a leg lean against my side on the couch and then hover over me. And then I heard heavy, low breathing. Oh, that's horrible. That is absolutely disgusting. It's so, it's just so close. That whole personal comfort barrier.
Respect my personal space.
This is a close talker or something. Yeah. It was so loud and sounded like a man, so I naturally assumed it was my dad. And since I thought he was trying to check if I was awake, I whipped around to try to scare him, but nothing was there. I was so confused that I kind of just sat there for a few moments thinking about what just happened. That's terrible. Could you imagine, like, boo? Wait, no, wait, what? wait, no, I just got scared.
Yeah,
wait,
no doubt.
That didn't work right.
That's like one of those things. You don't answer the door when somebody knocks and there's nobody there. Don't answer the door.
Yeah.
Don't do these little things. And it's like, one thing you don't want to do. One thing I wouldn't want to do is like whip around and like, have you ever seen the movie or read the book Rose Red?
No.
Or was it Storm of the Century? It was Rose Red. Maybe it was Storm of the Century. Gosh, now I'm mixing my Stephen King. But anyhow, and this thing came up I fell asleep. It was the creepiest thing. I was watching, it was Storm of the Century. I fell asleep, and all of a sudden I heard this, and my eyes pop open. I whip over, and I'm like, I look at the TV, and there's this thing coming on the TV up the back from behind the couch, right, to this person who's sleeping on the couch.
Oh, no.
And here I am sleeping on the couch, and I'm like, bah!
Don strokes out.
I'm like, God dang it. But,
Wow.
Just even that is just creepy enough. Thanks.
Jeez. That is creepy.
Oh wait,
Is
is it daylight savings time tonight, or
It'd
Sunday?
be on a weekend if
Sunday.
it
It'd
is.
be Sunday.
Okay.
Let me check daylight. Okay, keep going though. My apologies.
All right, number 26. When my son was about 3.5 years old, we were driving home at night with him and his 7-year-old brother in the back seat. As we approached an area of the road across from my older son's former babysitter's house, my younger son clearly blurted out the name Ashley. Well, Ashley was the name of the babysitter, and she had died the year before in a car accident. Aww.
Oh.
My younger son had never met her, and neither son knew that she lived nearby because she always drove to our home to babysit. When I asked my younger son what he said, he repeated the name Ashley. And when I asked him why he said that, he said Raven told him to. Raven was his favorite stuffed animal. My wife and I were stunned and cannot explain what happened. I think it's time to get rid of Raven. Jesus.
Right.
Say hello to your new stuffed friend, Bunny. Raven had to move. Oh my God. Yeah, your stuffed animal starts telling your kid to do something.
Yeah.
It's time to get a new stuffed animal.
Yeah, please don't name your dog Sam either.
Sam?
Sam. Son of Sam.
Play it again, Sham.
So November 5th.
November 5th. That's this Sunday, right?
That's this coming Sunday.
Yep. Okay.
Sunday.
You'll pay for the whole day, but you'll only need the morning. You know, like those old tractor pull commercials. You pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge. Yep. You pay for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Oh, boy.
That was such stellar marketing. That was so
And
awesome.
us kids just ate it up.
Like, yeah. You remember going to tractor? Did you ever go to those?
Yes, I did.
God, they were noisy,
My
stinky
eyes
messes.
would burn.
Yeah,
and I'd
your
be
eyes
screaming, and my
yes.
hot dog would be squished between my. Ah!
It's like laying on the pavement in LA during rush hour. It's like, just burning eyes from all the exhaust. It's like, really? And it's noisy as hell. They didn't even give us ear protection. Be like, screw you guys. Now you get these kids look like they're going to a shooting range. They got these big muffs on.
Right.
But yeah, we were just, go get her done.
Get her done.
That was us. Yeah, truck and tractor pulls. And it was fun. But it would be like, oh, let's watch the truck pull that thing till it gets stuck. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Then it's like 20 minutes of reset. Then, hey, let's watch that do it in 2 minutes. Okay, reset. It's like you spend more time watching them lay dirt than you do actually pulling something. But it was the days. It was the days. All right, let's go to page next. Next page. Again, thought catalog article. Sorry, eyes are itchy.
It's the exhaust.
It is. It's just thinking about it. Just thinking about it is making my eyes burn. All right, number 27. I was once in a class around 4th grade, and this girl in a white dress appeared somewhere in the classroom, and I observed paralyzed, and she disappeared. I thought it was my imagination, but the guy next to me asked, "Did you see that too?" Still freaks me out. Wow. So both kids saw it. Yeah, that's a little creepy. Number 28. At my sister's old apartment, you could see into the kitchen from the living room, and the kitchen cabinets would open and close, and her dog would immediately start to bark. One night we were watching a movie, and we heard something stumble and hit the ground in her kitchen, and the dog didn't even seem to care. I'm pretty sure we heard a ghost trip and wipe out on the kitchen floor. That's not what it says exactly, but that's the version you're getting. You're getting from me. Just heard a ghost wipe out on the floor. That'd be kind of hilarious, wouldn't it? Would you laugh though, or would you be too nervous to laugh? Like, don't piss it off. Don't piss it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, that's pretty funny way to write it. That cracks me up. I wish I could read it the way it was written. That was hilarious. All right, number 29. I was in a classroom alone late at night, and a guitar in the corner seemingly plucked a string on its own. I left immediately.
Well, there you go.
That's the get the hell out noise. Yeah. I went back the next night. It was finals week, and as I was leaving, I heard 4 loud steps coming from down the stairs I was just on. I waited for a minute to see if anyone would come. Well, nobody did. I did not return at night for a while. No kidding. Yeah, the self-playing guitar and then the ghost steps. That's good. Number 30, I work nights in a hotel. I was setting up coffee one morning a few years back, and I see someone very tall in the kitchen. Well, we make eye contact, and dude's wearing an olive green jacket and a pair of jeans. Well, after a second, he lifts his legs at the knees and floats out of the door.
Wow.
He lifts his legs at the knees and floats out of the door. Yikes. That's got to be a horrifying thing to see. Now, if I were just seeing things, I'd have panicked. I've hallucinated from exhaustion, and that stuff I see scares me, but this was there. This was real. It must be a guest or something in an employee area. This has happened a couple of times, and I take off running to catch this guy and tell him he's not permitted back there. But no one's there, because of course not. The back is empty, and I'm alone. I was still convinced for several minutes that this guy was just hiding from me, and he'd have to come out and I'd be able to talk to him. Almost a full 5 minutes elapsed before I realized I was literally chasing a ghost.
Huh.
Ooh.
What's going on there, Shaggy?
I don't know, Scoob. I don't know. That's pretty weird. It's weird that it lifts its, like, bends its leg at the knees and then just floats.
Floats away.
That's pretty bizarre. Kind of cool, but also kind of creepy. It's like, well, just think if you could see spirits all the time, just like that, boom, you can see them. What would you see? And would you be ready for that?
I'd afraid I'd end up like Odd Thomas. Seeing those spirits all the time, it'd be disconcerting,
Probably. See the ones like that have their face gone and stuff because they're still in their death state.
Right.
Yeah, that would suck. That would suck a lot. Here we go with the last page. There's three more. Very short ones. 31, a lady's voice coming from my closet. The door was slightly open, and I heard a voice say, "Help me. I see you through the crack."
Uh-oh.
Well, I was scared, but I was also curious and wanted to help, so I opened the door.
Of course.
And no one was there.
Of course.
I'll never forget this, and it still gives me goosebumps talking about it. Yeah, I don't think there's some things could ever prepare you for that. I mean, is that my underwear? Is that my underwear calling to me?
That would be creepy.
Yeah. Poor things. I know the hell they've been through. I know there's some damaged souls in there. Number 32. I used to work at a haunted hotel at the front desk, and there was a room behind the front desk that you could sit when it was late and no one was in the lobby. And there was a TV with the security cameras, including one of the front desk, so you could see if anyone was out there. You could see the whole front desk, including the classic bell that people ring for service. A coworker and I were sitting in the back room, no one up front, and the bell rang. No one was out there. Over the next hour, the bell rang 6 or 7 times.
Wow. But
only when we were in the back. And I don't believe in ghosts, but, well, this was a nice 4-diamond old hotel. It had huge ballrooms and dining rooms that I had to walk through late at night when I was alone. Wow. When I worked overnights after that, as the only employee in the hotel, I'd get freaked out, but never really saw anything else supernatural. Oh, those old hotels, man. They're great, though. They're just got a really cool vibe. Yeah. Just working on the Davenport video now, and that's just amazing. Just looking through that, and I really want to go back. I really hope you can go next time, Don. Yeah. Number 33, when I was working the counter late at night at Tim Hortons, I heard an older lady set down her china mug and say, "Thanks, dear." Turned around, and there was no one in the store. I'm okay with regular dead customer having one last cup. Well, there you go. Huh. Stopping in for a nice one before the journey.
Just a quickie.
Yeah, as long as it's a coffee. Anyway, there you go, folks. 33 stories. We covered about 8 of them tonight, so maybe 12, something like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed them. I think those are great. These short stories are wonderful because, I mean, most ghost stories you could sum up into, a couple sentences just to give people the idea. But I'd love to hear more of what these people experienced. These little snapshots are awesome, but it just makes me want to ask a million questions. Just want to know more, man. Don't you, Don?
I do.
Don does too.
I do.
I knew you did. I knew you did. So there you go. That was that article. And I think it's a winner. I think it's good. We're going to go to a different article here, kind of abridging the cryptid corner part of the show, because this is one now fair warning. I don't know much about publications over across the pond, but ZX81V2 kind of weighed in on this and said, hey, this publication's kind of a rag, so take it take it for what it is.
Oh, the Star? Yeah.
Yeah.
Daily
So
Star, yeah.
You knew that? Okay.
Yeah, I know who the Daily Star is. Yeah.
All right. So this is from the Daily Star. It's obviously from the UK, but it's kind of a cool story. And I don't know the background. I don't know anything more. I haven't even read the actual article except for just browsing it quick to see if it would be a good fit for the show. And so take it for what it is. Come to your own conclusions. But it's from the 20th of October. And you may have already heard of it if you're into the Bigfoot world. But this is from the Daily Star. Teen hunting for British Bigfoot gets shock ape DNA results after finding a footprint. So, kind of cool. Teenager David Barnett sent off DNA samples from a mysterious footprint he found while searching for Bigfoot in Britain, and the results suggest he might be onto something. Wow, wouldn't that be something if this guy was able to find some real tangible evidence? Mm-hmm. Not only a footprint, because footprints I think are valuable, but if you can glean environmental DNA or eDNA off of it, that would be primate. I mean, there's no primates in England that are leaving huge footprints. So that's not the way it works. A teenage Bigfoot hunter has received some intriguing results after finding a mystery footprint and sending in DNA off for analysis. Daniel Barnett, 14, has started a podcast. It's called Mythical Legends, by the way, where he interviews famous scientists from around the globe in his search for the mythical creature. Daniel has been fascinated by Bigfoot since he and his grandfather watched a documentary. The Daily Star previously reported that he had set up cameras in Winddown Forest in Bridgewater and had even sent environmental DNA samples from a footprint he found to a lab. I wonder how much that costs. It can't be cheap to have eDNA run. And it says, SGS, world-leading testing inspector and certification company, have now revealed the results of the test, and they appear to suggest Daniel might be onto something in this hunt for a British Bigfoot. Willem Van Strijn, innovation manager at the SGS Global Business Center, said the samples we received were soil samples. What?
Biosciences.
What did I say?
Businesses.
Oh, bioscience.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, I don't know,
so
dude.
Different.
Yeah, well, welcome to the way my
Here,
word.
let me make this word up. Hold on.
Yeah, I just get close and then throw a bunch of sounds at it, Don. Or just make it sound something. Received the soil samples with small parts of leaf litter collected from the prints. And our team had to push some of our extraction methods to the limits with the limited volume of the samples. Mm-hmm. However, we did manage to get enough DNA and some solid species detections. We detected eastern gray squirrels, common pheasant, and also various large mammals like roe deer, wild boar, European badger, and Homo sapiens, humans, that could have left the tracks. But we also classified some DNA sequences to the family Hominidae, the taxonomic group to which humans belong, and the whatever the hell that word is. I'm not even going to try it. The family of old world apes. This last two classifications obviously trigger some speculation.
Yes, they do.
Sadly, it's impossible to use DNA to identify Bigfoot for certain. Vanessa Lewis, chief molecular scientist at the GBC, exclaimed, "It's not actually possible to identify Bigfoot via eDNA without a previous reference in the genetic database. For that, one needs to have a tissue sample to extract DNA from, to then barcode. Unfortunately, no confirmed DNA sequence of Bigfoot exists in the barcode reference database we use at SGS. Daniel has autism and struggles from severe social anxiety, but his dad, Craig Barnett, 44, claims that since starting his podcast, he's become a different person. Cool. Daniel hopes to encourage other young people to join him in his hunt for Bigfoot by setting up an activities event with guest speakers and experts in the field. Sounds like Daniel's going to start a conference.
Yep.
Way to roll, Daniel. Good job. I think that's great. More conferences. Gets people talking, gets people sharing ideas, and allows people to network. I know we've made some amazing connections at conferences.
Yep.
I wasn't really sure how it'd work out for us, but it's been a wonderful part of what we do. And it's allowed us to network with some incredible people. So
some really incredible people. We talked Bob Gimlin, Russ
Accord, Ronnie LeBlanc.
Yep.
Yeah. We got
Don't call me Ricky. Phone call.
Got a phone call.
Phone call.
Well, by golly, let's open the phone line here and find out just who's hollering at us. All right, from area code 309, you're on the air. Who are we talking to?
By golly. Hey, this is Audio. Joey. Remember I called a couple nights ago.
Hey, how you doing, Joey? Good to hear you, brother. How's it going tonight?
Brother. Hey, actually, I'm doing good. I'm actually, I never called when Mr. Longbeard was there, and I want to say hello, Longbeard.
Hello, sir. How are you?
But I'm good. Thank you, man. Thank you. By the way, that last phone call, thank God I didn't pay rent at that place, because that would have been just stressful as hell.
No doubt.
Yeah, I hear you.
So as I left the house, I kind of walked at the back of our property here. We got 2 acres. We're here in like central Illinois, and so mostly cornfield. But I'm actually here in the River Valley, and there's quite a bit. I'm in the closest area where there's woods. Like I'm in the only area where there's woods, basically in the central Illinois area. And so, like basically, I walked back here, and I didn't realize how dark it was going to get as I got all the way back here. And you're reading the Bigfoot thing. I'm kind of like, feeling a little weird. But anyways, I got everybody here with me. But it's literally dark. I'm surrounded by woods. It's beautiful. But I wanted to tell you guys what I'm going to be doing this month. So you know how I called in before, and I was really excited about the Bigfoot thing, and like I mentioned names and mentioned channels, this and that, and it's just me being passionate about it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, here's what I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
I'm going to be taking a kayak trip. My buddy was going to go with me, but unfortunately he can't go now. But I'm going to be taking a kayak trip from the Illinois River, connecting to the Mississippi, and going all the way to the Gulf.
Wow.
And I'm going to be doing that. I guess I'm going to be doing that by myself at this point. Of course, I'll refuel and things like this, and in certain places. Oof. But I'm thinking about maybe bringing some technology with me for what I can afford. Some GoPros and stuff, because from the research that I'm doing, I'm going to be going through some pretty remote areas along the Mississippi. There a lot of there's going to be a lot of farmland and stuff. There's going to be a lot of areas that might have some really cool creatures in there. Who knows? Right. So I'm thinking about maybe learning how to maybe put a camera at the front of my kayak or whatever, to where it's stabilized or whatever. Sure. I'm sure that technology exists. And just kind of just camping out and just doing what I can. But what I wanted to tell you was, I was going to say exclusively, whatever happens, you never know. Right. I always hoped it would be a nobody like me to get the actual evidence, you know what I mean, instead of these loudmouths that are out there, because I feel so stupid for believing some of these people. But anyways, I was thinking exclusively, I'd love to just share my hard data with you guys it's going to take me 2 months to do this. Wow. And that's with refueling and stuff. Yeah. And that's going to be going all the way from basically the Mississippi River runs from the left of Mississippi. If you look at Google Earth, you'll see that it goes down Illinois to the left of the state of Mississippi, to the right of Arkansas, Missouri, and the right of Louisiana. And I just know that there's a lot of really cool stories out of these places, and it'd be neat to. I wish my buddy was still going with me. I'm sure I'll find somebody. My nephew might. Yeah. But I just want to tell you guys that whatever data I get, it's going through the Paranormal Portal.
Aw, thank you.
Straight up.
That's sweet. Thank you.
No, I mean that. I'm dead ass serious. Listen, excuse my language. I'm sorry. What I mean is, I mean that. And and I'm going to be keeping up with you guys as I go. I plan on leaving here in about 9 days. And anyways, so what's going to be neat is if some data. You guys might know people that can look through these things and like enhance them and stuff. So if I was able to send, I don't know anybody that does that stuff. If I was able to send like data, like video, do you know people that maybe could possibly?
Yeah, I mean,
if we see something interesting, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd be happy to look through them too. I mean, I'm no expert, but
yes,
but
no, you know more than me. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
that's interesting.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Oh man, that's exciting. Yes, I'm sorry to interrupt. That's exciting. So that's what. Man, this is creepy back here. My eyes are just adjusting. We got. I don't know. I guess you're in Minnesota, right? I think you got a full moon there too, right? Yeah, I think it's a full moon.
Well,
hold up. Let me see.
I'm actually.
Oh, it's close, man.
Sure, I think it's the waning moon now, isn't it?
Yes.
But
man, it is bright.
Yeah, it is.
Whatever it is.
I'm actually in the north tip of Idaho now, but I'm from Minnesota. So.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you. Oh, wow, you're in Idaho. That's beautiful there. I heard.
Yeah, it's gorgeous up here. It's beautiful land. But yeah, I think it's
Idaho.
I would encourage you though. I mean, if you can, do try to bring someone with you because that's an aggressive journey to make on your own, and you will be, going into some pretty desolate areas because while there's a lot of stuff along the riverway, there's a lot of stuff not along the riverway, so make sure that
exactly, Brent,
you've got help.
I know. I'm actually, no, I agree. I want somebody to come with me just simply because I'm not the bravest person in the world.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to also have a witness there too,
Sure.
But I'm thinking my nephew might, and my nephew, he just turned 17 or 16, and he does Muay Thai, and he's a little bad. He's good at fighting. So, but no. But seriously, I think you're right about that. But I do want to say that this is something I'm going to be doing, and of course I'm going to educate myself on it. And I'm not going to go in there blindly,
Sure.
And I'm going to be doing a little bushcraft on the way, and a little, I love to fish, so I'll be eating some fish and stuff. But I cannot help but think. And like I said, I've never seen a Bigfoot. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen a ghost, anything like that.
Yeah.
But once again, like if I was the roommate of the guy at the last call, man, that'd be rough going. I'd have to skip on the rent.
Yeah.
I'd have to go to Motel 6. But anyways, I wanted to literally say this to you guys to let you guys, everybody know in the chat. Chucky, Maggie, Rachel, get it right. Everybody, I just want to let everybody know I'm going to be taking that trip soon. And I'm going to try to connect with you guys when you're doing shows and let you know what's going on. But exclusively, you guys will get this data. And if something happens out of this, wouldn't that be amazing? Like if it happened and then we're sitting here talking about it?
Sure, it would be. Are you going to make this over the winter? Is that your plan?
Yes. No, it's going to be in the next 9 days. Now, this is the beginning. So now keep in mind, the more south I go. Now, so we're looking at, if you go as the crow flies, we're looking at like 790 miles.
Yeah, that's a long journey.
The way the river goes, we're looking at about 101,150, and that's quite a bit. 1,500. But I will have help along the way.
Okay.
My sister will be seeing me at certain points. I'll be refueling. I'll be after a week, I'll be. This is going to be a serious endeavor, but I'll be honest with you, Brent. My life. I've been through so much in the past 10 years that I need something like this.
Okay.
And and I just feel like it's just something I need to do. And I just want to see, it's just society, the way the things are. I just need to get out and see things. And something's telling me to just go down that river. And it's something I wanted to do for a long time.
Okay.
But I will be very careful. I'll have plenty of information with me, so I won't be like getting hit by a barge or anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
I hope you have a wonderful journey, and please keep in touch with us too, and let us know how the journey's going because we'll be certainly sending you our prayers and hope for a smooth journey for you. Thank you.
And you know what? Something's telling me though. The reason I wanted to call, and something was telling me to share this with you guys because there's so much fake crap out there and whatever. Yeah. And you know what? The only reason I would ever want to put out evidence, let's just say all of a sudden I'm sitting on a sandbar. I'm camping out. I got me some catfish going. and it's just smelling good. I'm sitting there eating. All of a sudden, this Bigfoot walks up and he wants a piece of catfish.
Sure.
And he's like, hey, man, take a picture of me. And I got all this stuff going on. You know what? I wouldn't want to just show it just to be popular. I would want to show it to protect these things, because there's going to be a day when, like, we encroach on their territory or whatever, and I don't want these creatures to be, like, hurt. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, I appreciate that. So it's coming from a conservation point is what you're saying. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. It would be nice to know that they have a habitat that's guaranteed, and that there's rules and such. Sure. Yeah. And if you can be instrumental in doing that, that's fantastic. But just be careful, brother. I mean, it's a lot of dark road ahead of you, but just be careful.
Yeah, you don't need to be featured on David Paulides' 411.
No, sir. No. If I go through a portal, I will be hooked up to the Paranormal Portal while I go through the portal, and like these people be like, man, there he is right there, and you'll be tracking me the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for plugging us in,
I'm
brother.
be in touch with you guys, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, audio's calling. Is he on the river?"
Yeah.
Watch.
There you go.
Just watch.
That'd be awesome.
All right, brother.
Yep.
We'll be waiting to hear from you, man. But yeah, good luck on your planning, and touch base with us again. Let us know when you're doing it.
Thank you. I love you guys, and everybody in the chat. I love you guys. Have a good night. And Portal Mom. See you later, Portal Mom. She's so nice. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She really is.
Thank
All
you,
right,
brother.
see you guys.
See ya.
bud.
Take care.
Wow, that's ambitious.
That's quite an undertaking. I feel like I understand the desire to do something like that, but I just, I guess those rows are long since passed for me. It's like, yeah, I'll just do it from TV and
Right.
from the internet. I mean, I had somebody ask me, is like, would you ever like to research Bigfoot? I said, I'd like to, but it's like that part of my life is kind of gone. I'm not going to be the guy hiking over mountains and stuff.
We're not Russ Accord.
No. And Russ is like 5 of us put together. I mean, the guy's just a machine. But my heart goes out to people that are willing to go out there and look and see if they can find the answers and bring something to substantiate it. And on the other side, I also cringe for when it is actually discovered, because we have a tendency to destroy what we love.
Well, look at the pandas.
Yeah, well, exactly.
It's a perfect example of trying to find something.
Well,
and it takes a long time.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden, they're on the endangered species list.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
yeah. But, I just know that when people know they're out there, then everybody within an eye shot of a national forest is going to be barging in to go see one for themselves.
Yep.
And it'll probably affect their habitat a lot that way, just by that knowing that they're there. Yeah. But anyway, I guess time will tell. Anyway, they're probably their days are numbered, as far as, just because technology is improving, and chances are we're going to have the ability to find them, in the near future anyway, just technologically wise. Don't you think?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So
it's only a matter of time.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
It's always just a matter of time and how we progress through the technology.
Yeah.
To do these things, and
Yep.
we just keep getting closer to finding things we don't need to know.
We need to work on the stuff that we do know, not as well. But anyway, good job, man. Audio. I hope it's I appreciate your enthusiasm. I appreciate the spirit of being willing to do that and put it all on the line and go out there and see, man. That's brave, and my hat's off to you. So yeah, it's great. I hope he has a great journey. So, where are we? So we got through. We went through this whole article here, right?
I believe we did.
Yep. So the kids maybe found some, at least some hominid DNA, that primate. So that's encouraging. I do want to get to some Sasquatch Chronicles, because we were just talking about what happened.
Rachel says, if an animal doesn't taste good, it's not likely to be endangered. So you're saying pandas taste good? I've never actually had panda.
Yeah, that's surprising because if you could get it on your grill, I'm sure you would.
Oh, I could get that on my grill. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure you could. All right, we're going to go to Sasquatch Chronicles now, ladies and gentlemen. And again, special congratulations to Sasquatch Chronicles and Wes for hitting over 1,000 episodes now. Wow, that's such a huge landmark. So we're going to visit his blog, and the first one up is from November 1st, today. I didn't realize it was that new, but I was just pulling them up before the show. And November 1st from Sasquatch Chronicles blog, a strange canine. Yeah, and audio. Be realizing you're going to be going through Dogman territory there too. So just be careful. All right, a listener writes, I've been a listener of Sasquatch Chronicles for some time now.
Suck up.
Well, I've been a listener too, Don.
Suck up.
Well, but it's good. It's quality programming. The episode that has always stuck out to me is Dogman in the Graveyard, for one particular reason. I'm pretty sure my mom and younger sister had a sighting/encounter about 10 to 12 years ago. When my mom would tell people the story, they would call her silly or would say that it's just the chupacabra. We live in South Texas in a very rural area. After I listened to that episode on your podcast, I immediately called my mom and explained what the witness had seen. I had my mom listen to the episode as well later on. My mom was taken aback because she had seen the same thing with my sister. What made the sighting even creepier was the fact that my uncle had found a dead calf the morning after my mom and sister saw this thing. What was even more disturbing was that the calf was headless and the blood was completely drained from his body. Wow, that's creepy. My mom and sister are adamant now that they believe they saw the Dogman. Of course, there are many other details that I left out. It was a fairly close encounter. Wow, that's creepy. I don't know. I've never heard of Dogman being the bloodsucker type, though, to just drain that. But the beheading, sure. I mean, it's hard to keep blood and stuff without a head. I'm just saying.
It's hard to keep it in your body when you got a major vein.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
a couple of them, actually.
Yeah. So, I don't know. That's interesting.
Let's keep the head warm. You'll be okay.
So, yeah, no, that's right. That's why Paranormal Portal is going to be the exclusive place to have all the information. I hope you guys know that I'm serious. I do believe you're serious, audio. And I commend your spirits to do that. That's pretty wonderful. All right. So, the next one is also from Sasquatch Chronicles blog, and this one is also from November 1st. It's a white Sasquatch. A listener writes, about October 1983-84, it was a Friday evening, and my sister Lisa, her fiance Randy, and myself went out, and we lived in a small town. Just nothing to do. So the normal thing to do was to ride back roads and have our beer. Yeah, we did the same thing.
That's what I did.
That's what we did. Yep. We went down Pabauma Road. It was a road with no houses and hardly ever traveled. We had to stop for a pee stop, and Randy went into the woods, on the driver's side, and Lisa and I went behind the pickup on the passenger side. We saw a shadow in front of the truck, and we both thought it was Randy. We looked up and was shocked and scared. It was a tall, white, shaggy Bigfoot walking on an angle across the road, and we pulled our pants up and ran into the truck. And Randy came running to the truck, and we all were shocked, asking, what the hell was that? We could not get out of there fast enough. This thing was at least 7 to 8 feet tall. Not in a hurry, walked in front of the truck with the headlights on, did not seem startled or afraid of us. It looked white with dirty, shaggy, clumpy hair. Its arms were very long and hung forward. This has been over 39 years ago, and to this day, the three of us know exactly what we saw and swear to it. We've all gotten teased about it when telling the story, but we know Bigfoot are really out there. I should also say I'm from a family of 12 and lived on a 45-acre farm and been in the woods my entire life and have never seen anything like this before or never again. This took place in Walkerville, Michigan, over by Pabauma Lake. Wow. That's pretty sincere. I guess they have no question.
Nope. Sounds like they're pretty positive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's a hard one to miss. If it walked in the headlights,
right?
It's like,
I'm right here.
hard to hide that.
Yeah.
It's all white. It's walking in the headlights. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
I saw a human and nobody believed me.
Well, next one is this article. Next one is this article. October 31st, yesterday.
Yesterday.
It took off so fast, it was a blur.
Usain Bolt.
Yeah, could be. I had a childhood experience when I was 8 at a dude ranch in Nebraska. It was at night, probably 60 feet away from me. It was a full moon and lots of stars over the summer. I did not see its face, as all I saw was a silhouette. The encounter was for approximately 2, maybe 3 minutes. A day before my encounter, one of the girls ran into the boys' section scared as hell. She said she saw an ugly black face in the bathroom window. The next morning, we checked out that side of the building. One side is for the boys, the other side for the girls. And I was only 8 at the time, but the window seemed pretty high off the ground. There were handprints which were large and strange as far as the thumb location. A couple other things happened at the dude ranch. Nothing truly bizarre but interesting. The horses were always jumping the gate for some reason. When I saw it, I was asleep and just woke up feeling like I was being watched. I stood up, looked, and I saw it. At first, I thought it was a counselor trying to scare us, but then I noticed the arm length was way too long for a human. Then I noticed hair all over the body. And as I watched, it started swaying, which was real eerie. After 2 or 3 minutes, it just walked down the hill to a real overgrown holler. I was surrounded by other kids and was unable to react, yell, or anything. I know you're as busy as hell. Says, I know you're busy as hell, but if you're all interested, I would like to talk with you. Decades later, I live in Georgia, and I've had some strange things happen. During the day, I was just glancing in the woods and swore I saw 2 black legs. It was really thick vegetation, as it was about 2 months ago, and I was walking one direction, then stopped, and the legs turned towards me. I think it realized, oh no, I've been seen. It took off so fast, it was a blur. Twice we've had loud smacks against the house. A week ago, both of our TVs, me and my sons, just went out. No power loss, just both TVs at the same moment turned off. I called a cop one night and told him I saw a partial look of a guy in a ghillie suit. Didn't want him to think I was nuts. He suggested a game cam, and he looked around, but being night, he saw nothing. Another 2 times we heard what sounded like someone beating their arms against their chest, but it was really loud. Wow. This guy seems like a Squatch magnet.
No doubt.
Right? I mean, just wherever he goes, boom, there's activity. It does seem like some people are...
Like Cindy?
Yeah, she's...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she seems to find stuff everywhere, doesn't she?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Craziness. Wow. All right, hold on. Got to wet the whistle. I see yours is working fine.
Yep, mine works. Yep.
All right.
Oh, Wizard Moon's birthday was yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Ah.
You say it's your birthday.
Da, 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 da.
Don birthday too, yeah. No, not yours, no. Wasn't Don's. Never mind.
Nope.
Sorry, false alarm.
Thank God. I don't need to be another year older. Something I was going to say something about yesterday.
Really? Where are you?
I forgot. Oh, no, it was about being 43. He said he's 43. You know who else is 43? The guy who thinks that drinks blood and burns in the sunlight. Did you notice that? He's 43 too.
Oh, is he? I guess I didn't pay much attention to it. I thought the guy was pretty much an idiot, but that does kind of bring me back though, because I remember many times in the history of the show trying to research vampire stories and vampire encounters and things like that, and I'll tell you, you can find a ton of ancient references, even more to the 18th, 19th century.
Right.
People burying, corpses with chains and, upside down or sickles, scythes over the neck.
Scythes over the neck.
Yeah, that kind of thing, just to keep them.
A couple graves like that, actually.
Yeah, I think that's why I said the scythes, but because I saw that posted. But other than that, all you find is the counterculture goth movement.
Right.
You know, the vampires. We sit around and drink, kind of blood, and we pretend we're vampires. We even got fake teeth and stuff. But, I think there's a very real phenomenon. And I was frustrated for a long time trying to find those witnesses that have had those encounters or those stories from those witnesses, and couldn't find it. Right. I've heard a few over the years that I was like, wow. And then, of course, the gentleman that reached out that did the podcast episode with me, and Paul from Indiana, I think. And, it was a vampires, but he had seen some things. It was like, oh, my God. And the funny thing was, is he reached out to me, he said, what do you think of this experience that I had? And then he detailed it. And I was like, just flabbergasted. I'm like, oh, my God.
Right.
And, he's writing to me. He's like, what do you think it is? And I said, it's going to sound bizarre, but it sounds like you've seen a vampire. He said, exactly. He said, I didn't want to say that because it sounds so bizarre, but this is my experiences. And then we, talked, and he did do a podcast episode with me.
Yeah.
It really was, but it was also incredibly creepy.
Yeah.
Because just think those things are out there, or very possibly are out there. I think he saw something very real. And, just the impression, the sincerity of his encounter and the impact that it had, and the worry for his family and stuff, even still.
Right.
It's like, wow, that's just crazy. But yeah, so I don't know how I got there, but thought I'd detail that. But I just remember that was the only thing I could find was the counterculture and those ancient stories. Yep. Everything else was just nothing.
That just nothing. So figures. I mean, because anytime you go, because we've romanticized just about everything there is,
Oh, sure.
I mean, we even gave Frankenstein a bride, so, but then again,
he needs loving too.
Everybody needs love, and cookies.
Yeah, sure.
But, we've romanticized everything that it's hard to find anything of value anymore. In the actual research, unless you're like Brent Swanson or
yeah.
Then you got
that
this
guy
deep
could find
dive.
everything.
Oh my gosh, but it's hard to find anything that's not been romanticized. I mean, even when you're trying to just Magic the Gathering, every time you look up anything that's got the word magic in it, Magic the Gathering, the card game pops up, right? It's
sure.
Like, oh my God.
Or magician's tricks or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And so you got to be really careful and really discerning about what you're reading.
Yeah.
It just happens all too often.
It does. It's tough to find the real stuff out there sometimes. But, on the other hand, there's tons of ghosts, there's tons of Bigfoot, there's tons of UFO stuff out there. But there's some of the paranormal is just tough to really find, the true meat and potatoes.
Right.
But then if you look long enough, a guy like Paul will get a hold of you and change it. Now, I would still love to talk to more people that have had those experiences.
Right, yeah.
Because I do think it's fascinating. I do think these things are out there. I don't know what they're out there doing. I don't know if it's just they're just surviving and that's about it, or is there truly a culture that these things have? Is it more than just they exist in the fringes as these I don't know, what would you say, parasites? Huh? Are they a parasite or are they something else?
Predator, just general predator.
Sure, I mean, you know what I mean. Like, is it something that's just I need to eat, and it eats, and then it's no more. It's just basically a parasite, or is it a predator that has a culture and an intelligence and a cunning and all of this? So, I don't know. I still have a ton of questions, but maybe I'll never know. I don't know. All right, let's get to some phantoms and monsters now, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to dive into Lon Strickler's universe here and see what he's been dealing with over there on phantomsandmonsters.com. Please support this site as well. I mean, every site that we talk about on the show, all of these resources, these sites are working hard. They're putting up quality stuff. They're using their own blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of time their own finances to host these sites and all the traffic. So anything you can do to help support that and encourage more people to check it out is great, including the Paranormal Portal. Right, Don?
Yes.
Yes.
Including the Paranormal Portal.
Including.
Somebody said something here. Yes, Wow. So yeah, I'm like really. I must be really tired today because
Okay.
I've got things going through my head that I thought I just read, but I guess not. And now I can't remember what the hell it was. So
All right.
yeah.
Glad you can make it.
Yep, I'm here.
We're going to go to phantomsandmonsters.com, ladies and gentlemen. And this is October 24th, 2023. The Lost Girl in the Bennington Triangle. The Lost Girl in the Bennington Triangle. I've never heard of the Bennington Triangle, so this is interesting. It says the Bennington Triangle is another one of those mysterious hotspots that seems to attract strange and bizarre activity. And this is a well-known and unexplained incident. I'm going to hike on the long trail, it says. These words were the last that anyone heard from Paula Weldon, a now legendary Bennington College student who disappeared mysteriously 68 years ago. Her story is without a doubt Bennington's most infamous unsolved mystery, and one that continues to appear in New England authors' histories of the occult and unexplained. December 1st, 1946, began like any other day in Bennington for Paula Weldon, an 18-year-old sophomore at college, and she worked 2 shifts at the school's dining hall, came back to her room, and conversed for a while with her roommate, Elizabeth Johnson. Then she told Johnson, I'm all through with studies. I'm taking a long walk, and headed out at around 2:45 p.m. According to Johnson's recollections, she was wearing a distinctive red coat and fur collar, jeans, and lightweight sneakers. Given that it was cold, though the snowless day and temperatures were predicted to be sub-freezing by nightfall, she seemed either underdressed for a walk in the woods or was only planning to be out a short while. That's only one of the unsolved mysteries surrounding Weldon's appearance and behavior that fateful November day. Shortly thereafter, a blonde, straight redcoat-clad young woman was seen by Danny Fager, the owner of a gas station that at the time was across the street from the college gates. Fager said the girl ran up to the sides of a gravel pit near the college entrance and then ran down it again. Then she went out of view, and later search parties would call in a bulldozer to sift through the gravel plot or pit on the off chance that she had been buried alive. No evidence was found. Just before 3 p.m., Lewis Knapp of Woodford picked up a girl hitchhiking on Route 67A just outside the college entrance. His description of her matched Weldon. When climbing into his truck, the girl nearly slipped, and Knapp warned her, "Be careful." No further words were spoken between them until Knapp let her off near his driveway, which was on Route 9 near the Long Trail, where the girl had told him she wanted to go. After thanking Knapp for the ride, Weldon headed for the trail. The next sighting of the girl was roughly 45 minutes later in Bickford Hollow, where several residents reported seeing her headed to the trail. One was Ernie Whitman, a watchman for the banner, I don't know what that is, who warned her about heading up into the mountains dressed so lightly at such a late hour. She continued on anyway, into the woods and out of sight forever. Night fell and there was no sign of Weldon anywhere. Johnson, her roommate, was reportedly very nervous, but chose not to inform college authorities until the next morning when college president Lewis Webster Jones was notified of Weldon's disappearance. He in turn called Weldon's parents to see if she had gone home for the weekend. Weldon's mother reportedly collapsed from the shock and was confined to her bed, while her father, W. Archibald, headed straight for Bennington from their Stamford, Connecticut home to commence a search for their missing daughter. Weldon's father arrived in Bennington and immediately organized a large group of volunteers from all corners of the community, including local residents and members of both Bennington College and Williams College. Classes at Bennington were suspended so that students could participate in the search. By the evening of December 2nd, however, the college students reportedly became frustrated with what they saw as an incompetent search, and they shared their criticism with Weldon's father and President Jones. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Weldon, an engineer who is well known for his home state, used his influence to call in state police from New York and Connecticut, and at the time, Vermont did not have its own state police force, and the search for Paula Weldon was unfortunately disorganized and lacked in resources. Vermont did have a state investigator by the name of Almo Franzoni, and within days of Paula's disappearance, he was put on the case. He, along with representatives from the New York and Connecticut police departments, took over the search. Those who had been volunteering to comb the Glastonbury wilderness for Paula switched their efforts to raising money for a reward. Collectively, they raised $5,000. Their efforts would be to no avail, however, as the days went by, and there was still no trace of Paula. There were several tantalizing and unquestionably, having trouble with that word, strange leads that kept investigators looking, such as the claim by a waitress in Fall River, Massachusetts, that she had served dinner to an agitated young woman at a table who matched Paula's description. Huh. This lead struck her father as so promising that he disappeared for 36 hours to follow it, without telling anyone of his whereabouts until he returned to Bennington. This led some to point to Weldon as the prime suspect in his daughter's disappearance, a theory made even more compelling by the facts surrounding the week before Paula's disappearance. Apparently, Paula was expected to go home to Connecticut for Thanksgiving, but she called her parents and told them that she'd be staying at Bennington. Apparently, according to Johnson, she and his father had had a falling out not long before her disappearance. And Johnson retracted his original statement that Paula was not distraught, to say that, in fact, she had been quite depressed. Many speculated that Paula's depression was centered around a faraway boyfriend, and her father at one point posited a theory that his daughter had a boy from her hometown who wanted to call on her, and could have been a suspect. Mr. Weldon could not provide any evidence to substantiate his claim. However, he claimed that a clairvoyant from Pownell insinuated a man's involvement in Paula's disappearance. On December 16th, Paula's father packed up his daughter's belongings and returned to Connecticut, but not before lambasting Vermont for its lack of professional police force. He deplored the alleged irresponsibility of those leading up the search, especially the fact that there had been no records kept of the first 10 days of the investigation. This was not overlooked by the small army of reporters from across New England who had descended on Bennington to cover the story, and the negative press of the state received in the weeks following Paula's disappearance helped lead to the creation of the Vermont State Police in a legislative session July 1947. As soon as Weldon left, the out-of-state reporters also bid Vermont adieu. Although the Banner continued to cover the story as front-page news until late December, volunteer search parties would continue to make expeditions on the Long Trail, but by early January, harsh weather conditions and lack of hope ended their efforts. Any evidence of Paula Weldon, if it ever existed, was buried under snow and the passage of time.
Wow.
Or was it? Or was it? Hold on, there's more. But wait, there's more. I gotta drink something here. I don't like winter. Do you know that, Don?
I know that, yeah. I know that very well.
I just get dried out like crazy. In 1955, a lumberjack who had been in Bickford Hollow, near the Long Trail where Paula had disappeared, said he had followed a girl fitting Paula's description into the woods. More importantly, he told a friend that he knew where Paula's body was buried. After interest in Paula's case had been revived, and the man had been extensively questioned by then village attorney Reuben Levin, the man admitted that he'd been joking and had no knowledge of Paula or her whereabouts. Yeah, that's a bad joke.
Yeah,
that's not even at all funny.
No.
Usually that's good criteria for a joke. Like first mental filter, is it funny?
Right.
And that'd be no. That'd be no. The case remained unsolved and was nearly declared cold until 13 years later an unidentified skeleton was found in Adams. Investigators excitedly await the results of an analysis on the bones, only to find out that they were too old to have possibly been Paula's. Closure once again proved elusive for the Weldons, and investigators of the case. After the Adams skeleton, no significant leads were ever uncovered, leading people to formulate their own theories as to what became of the girl. Speculations have been widely varied, from the more practical, she ran off with a boyfriend, she died of exposure in the wilderness, to the paranormal. The most intriguing of theories in the latter category is raised by New England's author and occult researcher Joseph Citro. He coined the term the Bennington Triangle to describe an area of southwestern Vermont within which 5 people disappeared between 45 and 1950, including Paula. He links these disappearances to a special energy that inhabits the Glastonbury Wilderness area that attracts visitors from outer space. Outer space, Don. Who most likely snatched up Paula and the subsequent missing persons? For his part, the current director of the Vermont State Police, James W. Baker, has no particular theory on Paula's disappearance, saying, "Since it wasn't directly involved, I can't speculate on the case. However, one thing he can say definitively is that the Vermont State Police came into existence because of Paula. And since their inception in 1947, they've been responsible by statute for all wilderness search and rescue missions. Nothing that states like Maine and New Hampshire have noting that states like Maine and New Hampshire have wildlife agencies do wilderness rescues." Baker said the Vermont State Police's mandate responsibility to coordinate wilderness search and rescue efforts comes directly out of Paula Weldon's case. Paula Weldon, sorry. He also said that just 2 weeks ago, he was talking with the head of state police search and rescue, and she had expressed interest in researching the case. To put as Baker put it, a new set of eyes on the case. So is the case of Paula Weldon cold? Well, technically yes, says Baker, but it still remains open should any leads come up. Whether or not any new information emerges, it is unlikely that anyone familiar with Bennington's history will be able to head up the long trail and not think of Paula Weldon's ill-fated journey 60 years ago. Wow.
Yep.
That's tragic, though. I mean, I'm sure it's really not paranormal. I just think there's layers of that story that we don't know.
True.
Don't you?
Yeah, because back then, it was easy to get lost. It was easy to go missing for long periods of time and then show up.
Right.
But what happened with those people that never showed back up? And why would she leave? Was there any good reason for her to not come back?
Right.
Was there an issue at school, or was there, work, whatever that is?
Was she preggers or something? You
right,
don't know.
Yeah. Did she head to St. Ignatius? So I mean, Ignatius, yeah, that's it. But there's just too many unanswered questions there to totally wipe it off the board. But the idea of everything, how far does 411 really go back? I mean, only what we know,
Right.
But people have been missing for centuries, come up just missing for no reason.
Centuries, folks.
Centuries.
Yeah, there's
probably a millennia or two.
Yeah, or a few of them anyway.
A couple of them, yeah.
Well, we don't know. It's certainly a sad story. I'd hate to, any idea of somebody missing and becoming lost or something else. God only knows. But it's the unknowns, I think, that are hard, because as a parent, if I didn't know what happened to my kid, mm-hmm. that would be the hardest part, because how do you heal from a wound you don't even know how to identify?
Right.
You just know that there's an absence in your life, and you don't know, what does that absence mean? Was it a quick fall, bang, it's over, right. Or was it a long torturous event that this child was left alone in, and that's got to be aggravating, excruciating. So my heart goes out to any of those people that have to put that back together. I just can't imagine a fresher hell to have to deal with. But it's sad. It's very sad. But at least they got the state police now, Don. So
there you go.
I don't know. I guess that's good. Hopefully they're competent. It sounds like they probably have done a lot of growing since 1947. But anyway, what do you do? But it's been a hell of a journey. Where are we at for time right now?
Oh, we got about 10 minutes.
Well, then less. It's less.
Yep.
We got about 5 minutes left. What do you want to do for 5 minutes, Don?
We could talk about Teespring.
how about we talk about who's here for shout outs?
Shout outs? Oh, yeah, we could do shout
And then
outs.
we could talk about
Fine,
Teespring.
we'll do
That'll
that.
give me a chance to pull up
We'll do it your way. It's okay. Chucky Danger's here. Jess
do it my
Mink.
way.
Love Rocks Company. Luna Moonicorn. Maggie M10. More of this, more of that. Hi, Barb. Paranormal Portal. RJ Windwalker. Where's he going? RJ Windwalker's got some investigating coming up or something. I'll have to get his story. He's going to have to talk sometime. Or do I just keep missing it when he does? Rachel gets it right here. Wizard Moon. Let's see. We had audio, and Farm was here for a little bit too. Pharmacy.
Oh, was he?
Yeah,
Okay.
Pharmacy Seeds. John Stevenson. Lucky Gypsy 13. Of course, Porta Mom was here. And that looks like it because nobody's. Fourth color just popped in.
Well, nice.
And then let's see here. Yep, that's it. We're done. There you go.
That's all Don's giving you. You gave no time. You're like, okay, let's go. Shout outs. Well, yeah, if we didn't say your name, we're sorry. But the time is limited.
Lily Pond.
Want me to call Don?
What?
RJ says, want me to call Don.
Well, eventually. I mean, we're at the end of the show right now. But yeah, I've been reading the chat, and it sounds like he's going to go investigate some skinwalkers.
Wow. Be careful, man. Definitely be careful. That's got, again, that's funny that would come up again, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But, Don sent me this link from Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization, but it's a compendium of different links and videos, both that they put together and some that they found dealing with the skinwalker subject. But it's one of those subjects. It's I can't say that I believe that they're always evil.
Right.
I don't know that they're always evil, but they are always a force to be wary of.
Yeah,
Definitely that, because these are, whatever they are, they're very good at what they do, like exceptionally good to a scary degree. But as Don alluded to earlier, of course, you should know, if you don't already know, we have one of these. This is one way to help support the Paranormal Portal. And this is our Teespring site. And as you can see, there's some fine, lovely gear over here. We got to get rid of these gators.
Yeah, I got to get rid of those. I got to get those off there.
Yes, you do.
Yes,
please. And redo the alignment of the font on this.
Well, gee, if you would have taken care of it the first time.
I didn't know. I have no idea. I didn't even know it was going to work at all. I was like, oh, it did work.
It doesn't work, actually.
The problem is that I made it and I don't know what to do now.
Right.
Like I looked at it enough and went, oh, you can have a tumbler. And then I clicked on it. It's like, oh, cool. And then it created it, but I didn't know how to edit it.
Yep.
I could probably do that too, but I know you know your way around this a lot better than I do. But there's the rocker collection, of course. That's been a real popular one. More gaiters and masks and hoodies and more.
Yeah, I need to get a couple new zipper hoodies too.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was actually gonna get one of the signature hoodies as well, but get it in white with the black letters.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I was gonna try that out like this, except for the black lettering. Mm-hmm. So if I click on it, I can just click on it.
Yeah,
I
you
guess.
can click on it
And
change
then
the color. Yeah.
just change the color, and it would look like this, and that's real clean.
Yeah.
Looks really lovely. So I was thinking of trying the white. But anyway, just to let you guys know, if you're not already a member on our YouTube page, you may want to sign up just because it helps support the show. I do live member streams usually Tuesday, but since the last Tuesday was Halloween, I'm going to do it tomorrow night.
Right.
And you can tune in for that and join us, and if you're already a member. But you also qualify for free T-shirt giveaway. And that'll be coming up again for the month. So love to have you join for that. We also do one on Discord. So what?
I just had a thought.
You did?
Yeah, you can't scan that, can you?
What?
The D-hole
Oh,
print.
I mean, I could scan it, sure, but I don't know how it would look. I could trace it. What do you got in mind?
Well, putting it on a shirt.
That's kind of, it's kind of more, I don't know if it has a wide, I mean, our initial audience, our core audience, they love it, but I don't know if it would be, I mean, we could do it. If anybody's interested in a D-hole shirt, let Don know.
I know they do.
Oh, okay. Because I'm
going to use it as kind of an emblem for Don and the D-holes.
Oh no, you can't use my D-holes for Don and the D-holes. You got to have your own sporting band. You got to have like Don and the Nunk Lovers or something.
No. You're the one that came up with that one.
I came up with D-holes, too.
You didn't come up with it.
I did, too. I just misread an article.
You misread a lot of articles.
Well, yeah.
She's only 17.
What?
Remember you were reading those stories from 17 Mag?
Oh, yeah. That was still a good article.
That was a long time ago.
It was a good article. That was like 3 years ago or 4. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
God, you got a memory. Holy God.
Yep.
Now almost as long as that beard, dude.
Yeah. Well.
So these are a great way to help support what we're doing. If you don't mind, if you want to wear the sexiest logo in all of Paranormal, this is it right there. I think it looks great.
I do too.
But the rockers look awesome as well. That was the other collection. And there's stickers, there's mugs, there's so much stuff over here. Yep. And it does go a long way to help keep the lights on here, because this is by and large a labor of love.
And if you want the Paranormal Portal panties, just ask me. I'll send you a picture of them.
Actually, I'm thinking we put them out there, because I've actually talked to 2 people who said that they would definitely order them. So
no.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I think it's just so weird, but it cracks me up at the same time.
Just message me on Facebook.
All right. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight, folks. But anything you can do, at least, and I know that times are tough for all of us. Believe me, I know. But there's lots of ways to support the show that don't cost anything. Just like it.
Yep.
Show up for the live stream. Share the streams. Let people that are into the paranormal know about the Paranormal Portal. That helps us a ton. So, obviously, there's all of these are ways to help this grow and to help it, continue to become what we envision it to be, or that it's going to be. And we can't do this without you guys. So, if you're monetarily able, fantastic. We love you. If you're not monetarily able, we love you, and help how you can. Like the streams. Let people know, share them as we've suggested. We just are really, really, very, really, very blessed to have such an amazing audience as you guys. You guys are our family and have really made it what it is already. I mean, we can't take a whole lot of credit for how this has grown here.
Yeah, we just turned on lights and turned on the microphone, and people went, "What the hell's this?"
Yeah, I mean, you guys showed up and you made it your home, and for that we're forever grateful. But if you can pitch in, wonderful. If you can, just let people know. So
yep, that's it. That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do. Thank you very much. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. So thank you all so much for being here. We'll be back on Friday night. I'm going to do a member stream tomorrow night. So if you're a member, tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be here. We'll do about an hour tomorrow and see what's going on. I got some interviews tomorrow as well. So it's going to be a busy day full of lots of fun. And until then, either Friday or tomorrow or both, we'll see you then. Don, anything in closing?
Good night.
That's it. Don's a man of few words, but they're good words. So good night. We love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day. And remember to laugh as much as you can. Until next time, folks, sweet dreams.
Good night.